In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 college football games happening on November 28, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Boise State versus Utah State. The Boise State Broncos and Utah State Aggies meet Friday at Maverick Stadium in a matchup shaped by injuries, shifting roles, and clear strengths on both sides. Boise State continues to adjust without Maddox Madsen, and Max Cutforth now runs the offense with steady command. The Broncos rely on a deep group of skilled players that can stress Utah State at every level of the field. Their defense often swings momentum, and the ground attack has the power to control long stretches of play. Utah State struggled against Fresno State by giving up 178 rushing yards on 27 carries, even in what many viewed as one of the Aggies' steadier defensive showings this season. Utah State has protected its home field, yet the series history tilts the other way. The Aggies hold an undefeated home mark this year, but sit at 0-4 straight up and against the spread in their last 4 home meetings with Boise State. They bring the emotion of senior night for 23 players and carry an 8-2 record against the spread across the season. Their consistency at home gives them a path to challenge, but their defensive numbers create pressure. Utah State ranks 119 in total defense and 100 in scoring defense. Boise State has controlled the rivalry by winning 9 of the last 10 contests and covering 8 of them. Utah State has not earned a win in the series since October of 2015. Boise State has gone 6-1 against the spread in its last 8 games when listed as a favorite. A win in this game secures Boise State a place in the Mountain West Championship game. As our first pick for this matchup, the Boise State Broncos to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Boise State leans on a physical rushing identity that can shrink the clock and limit Utah State's offensive snaps. They understand the threat posed by Bryson Barnes, so sustained drives matter. Utah State has struggled against strong running teams, while Boise State brings 3 capable backs behind a disciplined offensive line. On the other side, the Broncos defend the pass with real strength, even if their run defense shows some gaps. Utah State prefers to run and will continue to use Barnes on designed carries and scrambles. Recent trends support a slower pace. The under has hit in 4-1 of Utah State's last 5 games and in 5-1 of Boise State's last 6 road games. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Purdue versus Indiana. The yearly clash for the Old Oaken Bucket sets a tone that shifts with each season. Yet the contrast between the 2 programs this year brings a clear point of interest from a wagering view. The stakes on one side are high, and the paths the teams follow on offense and defense sit far apart. That gap shapes how this matchup unfolds. Indiana can secure its first trip to the conference title game with a win on Friday against its longtime rival. The setup favors a strong effort, since the Indiana offense shows more range and rhythm than Purdue. The Purdue defense holds its ground at times, but its pass rush lacks force, and that weakness shapes this meeting in a direct way. Indiana thrives on 3rd down, where it leads the country with a conversion rate of 57%. With Elijah Sarratt back, the passing attack opens up. The unit can work the field in a steady and controlled way that keeps the chains moving. Purdue keeps its choice at quarterback quiet, but the plan brings little edge. The run game offers little push, and neither option under center gives the group much lift. The Indiana quarterback has steered the team with calm control all season and continues that pattern. Cold conditions can slow both teams at the start, which limits wide gaps in the early drives. Indiana pairs a steady ground game with a strong front that stops the run, and that mix shapes the flow as the night moves forward. Purdue lacks enough proven skill players to trade blows for a full 60 minutes, and Indiana carries more purpose into this rivalry meeting. As our first pick for this matchup, the Indiana Hoosiers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Purdue offense sits in a rough stretch that could place it in danger of a second straight shutout in this series. Indiana fields one of the top defenses in the country and holds opponents to 10 or fewer points in 6 games this season. Purdue has finished under the total in 5 of its past 6 games, and the cold sets a slow tone. The matchup leans toward limited scoring chances and long drives that burn time. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas A&M versus Texas. The Texas A&M Aggies and the Texas Longhorns meet on Friday at Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium for another chapter in their long rivalry. The matchup returned last season after a long break when the visiting Longhorns, ranked 3rd at the time, beat the 20th ranked Aggies by a score of 17-7. This year the situation looks different. Texas A&M enters as the 3rd ranked team in the CFP standings and holds one of only 3 unbeaten records in the Football Bowl subdivision. Texas sits 17th and looks for a response after recent struggles on the defensive side. Texas opened the season with a strong defensive profile, but the last month has told another story. The Longhorns have allowed at least 31 points in 4 straight games against Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Georgia, and Arkansas. Now they face a Texas A&M offense that has become one of the most efficient groups in the country. The Aggies rank inside the top 15 in scoring, total offense, and yards per play. They also sit inside the top 35 in red zone production. Their attack moves the ball with pace and balance, and it often forces opponents to defend every part of the field. Texas has not kept opponents off schedule in recent weeks, and that trend creates a real test. Texas A&M brings an aggressive defense that wins at the line of scrimmage. The Aggies rank 2nd in the nation in sacks and tackles for loss, and they push offenses into passing situations that favor their front. That approach is a challenge for Arch Manning and a Texas offensive line ranked 78th in sacks allowed and 92nd in tackles for loss allowed. Texas has not maintained efficiency on standard downs, and the run game has not produced steady gains. Against a defense that excels on 3rd down, that combination creates difficult field position and long yardage plays. Texas also sits 84th in points per quality drive over the last 5 weeks and outside the top 70 in red zone scoring for the season. With those issues on both sides of the ball, the matchup leans toward a team that sustains pressure and converts drives into points. As our first pick for this matchup, Texas A&M money line is our full game side pick. Both offenses have enough scoring power to lift this game past the posted number. Texas A&M scores close to 38 points per game and produces more than 465 yards per contest with a steady mix of rushing and passing. Texas averages just under 30 points per game and leans on Arch Manning to generate big gains through the air. Texas A&M has played steady defense, but this rivalry often shifts in rhythm and pace, and the Longhorns can attack the Aggies' secondary with explosive throws. Texas A&M uses a balanced offense that can move the chains against a Texas defense that has given up yardage through the air. Both teams can strike quickly, and neither group tends to slow the game in a setting that carries this much meaning. That environment supports a matchup built around movement, space, and sustained drives. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona versus Arizona State. Rivalry week in college football brings the annual battle for state bragging rights in Arizona. The Arizona Wildcats travel north to face the Arizona State Sun Devils in a matchup shaped by steady offense, strong defense, and the usual tension that comes with this series. Arizona enters on a 4-game streak, highlighted by a clear 41-17 win over Baylor. Their offense shows balance with Noah Fafita's efficient passing and the backfield pairing of Ismail Mahdi and Kedrick Riascano. The Wildcats average 33.5 points and more than 407 yards each game, placing them inside the national top 30 in scoring. Fafita has thrown for 2,677 yards and 25 touchdowns, and his consistency gives Arizona reliable production in important spots. Their ability to maintain tempo and finish drives supports their position in this matchup. Arizona's defense gives them another lift. The Wildcats allow only 20 points and 309 total yards per game. Their secondary limits opponents to 159 passing yards, ranking among the best in the country. That strength aligns well against an Arizona State attack that often needs its passing game to open space for Raleigh Brown. Brown can create explosive plays, but Arizona has limited big gains throughout the season and has forced timely turnovers. Arizona State dominated last year's meeting 49-7. Cam Scotebo played a major role, but one player does not account for a 42-point margin. Arizona State carries motivation since it still has has a path, though narrow, to reach the Big 12 championship game. Arizona does not share that path. Even so, the Wildcats enter as slight favorites on the road. This suggests an expectation that Arizona's stability will matter more than Arizona State's urgency. Arizona brings experience at quarterback with Fifita, while Arizona State turns to its backup. Both teams stand at 8-3. Arizona State has been strong at home with a 5-1 mark, including a win over Texas Tech. That record makes it difficult to look past the edge that home field can provide in Tempe. The Wildcats, though, have improved on offense during the second half of the season. Their progress shapes how they approach this matchup. Defense will influence much of the flow. Arizona State stops the run well, and Arizona stops the pass well. That creates a one-dimensional feel for both units. Arizona's new offensive coordinator has settled into a rhythm, and Fifita has produced steady scoring. Arizona plays fast and leans on the pass, and that approach has become more effective as the season has developed. Arizona State plays without its starting quarterback, and its top wide receiver has dealt with a hamstring issue, both of which place pressure on an offense facing a strong secondary. This rivalry often brings chaos, but the structure of the matchup points toward Arizona's strengths holding steady. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Wildcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The total brings another angle to the game. These teams have played to the under throughout the season, and Arizona State now relies on a backup quarterback. Arizona State lost Levitt, its clear starter, and now turns to Sims, a journeyman who has moved through several programs over 5 years without much success. Arizona carries the stronger offense, and its control of possession will shorten the game. Arizona State went under in 7 of 8 games during the middle of the season, and Arizona has gone under in its last 3. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.